Hello friends, we start with our next topic. In my previous topic, we have already studied about what is inductor, what is capacitor, and we have gone through the various concept of capacitor and inductor. Now, in this topic, we will see the different type of problem used to come under capacitor and inductor. Okay, and we'll try to understand what are the different type of techniques which is involved while solving the numerical problems during your competitive examinations. Okay, so if still you have not subscribed, share and comment my channel, please subscribe it, please share it, because once you subscribe it, it will be more easy for you to go through my all previous sessions. The link of my previous video is already mentioned in my description box, so you just follow it and just try to understand this topic. Okay, so we start with the problem solving sessions, and this is our first problem. So friends, this is a voltage Vt, this is T Vt. See, in this topic in which we are going to see the different problems, there are different type of problems. Okay, so just try to understand what are the different type of techniques involved while solving the problem based on capacitor and inductor. Now you will see, once capacitor and inductor introduced, there are variety of problems in networks. So we will see one by one all type of problems. Okay, so in this problem, see, here one waveform is given. It's a kind of triangular waveform whose voltage Vt, it is in the form of voltage V, as it is a time dependent, so we call it as Vt, and its maximum magnitude here is 50, it is minus 50, it is in volt. Okay, and the time is in seconds, and this is the axis. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. You have to basically find the value of current I across a capacitor C, that is 200 microfarad. Okay, it means you can say that there is a circuit here, that voltage you can call it as Vt. So here is your voltage Vt, this is your capacitor C, and this is the current which is flowing. So basically you have to find this value. You have to find the value of I when this Vt is applied across the capacitor C, and the value is mentioned as 200 microfarad. Okay, so now we'll see how we solve such type of problems. Now please see, the very important thing is, when this type of problems used to come, there are two techniques. Either you find the condition of this waveform, or if you already gone through a subject known as signal and system, there you must have a practice of writing these signals. Okay, you must have a practice of writing these signals in the form of RT, UT, del T. RT means ramp signal, UT means unit step signal, and del T means impulse. Okay, so these are the three basic type of signals you will see. We also try to get the concepts of this UT, RT and del T whenever it is applicable while solving our numerical problems. But you must know about what is ramp signal, what is unit step signal, and what is your impulse signal. For the time being, the ramp signal is represented in this manner, unit step signal is represented in this manner, and your impulse signal is represented in this manner. I am not going in much detail. For the time being, you just understand. We will see in our later session about these signals. This is your ramp signal. It looks like this. This is your unit step signal, and this is your delta function, or we call it as impulse signal. Okay, so if you see, you can write, as I told you earlier, you can write these this voltage in the form of either ramp signal, or you can write in the form of just by finding out your concept of mathematical analysis, and one can get the value between say 0 to 1, then 1 to 3, then 3 to 4. Okay, so in this problem we will see both type of situation, and we will see how we solve it. Okay, so first we will see the difficult method, and then we will understand just by writing the signal, and then we'll find the value. Okay, so here it is 0, so you can write this signal Vt in the form, now please see, from some value of t that is less than 1, yes, from here to here, for some value of t that is less than 3, I mean it is starting from 1 and goes to 3, and there is some value of vt for the time interval 3 to 4. I have taken 3 different time interval. Okay, I have taken 3 different time interval. Now see, this is our first time interval from here to here, from here to here our next time interval, and from here to here our next time interval. So this is our 1, this is our 2, and this is our 3, and as I mentioned here, basically we have to find the value of this time intervals. Okay, so in mathematics you already know about it. Such type of equation is represented in the form of y equal to mx. If you have to find this type of equation, it is represented in y minus y1 equal to mx minus x1. Okay, so no need to explain further, which I expect that you know about this, where m is your slope. So basically you have to find this slope and get the value. Okay, so for here, if you find the slope, m is given by that is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. You know about the concept of mathematics. It is 0 0. See, this is 0 0. Okay, and this is what? This is, you can say, it is 1 and 50. So I am finding out this slope. So that comes to be y2 minus y1, that is 50 minus of 0 upon 1 minus of 0. So that comes to be 50. Okay, so from here, if I write this equation in the form, so your y is what? Vt, x is what? Your t, so y is equal to mt, so that comes to be 50t. This is the value of Vt for the value between 0 to 1. If you talk about 1 to 3, okay, now we will find, for this problem I will solve everything just to understand, otherwise sometimes you people have a confusion. So we remove all those confusions and we'll consider this as our basic problem, so that we'll understand everything. Now for here, the coordinates are 1 and 50 for this point. Please see, for this point. And if I talk about this point, the coordinate is what? That is 1, 2, 3. So it is 3, and again it is minus of 50. So you can call it as x1 y1, you can call it as x2 y2. So basically you have to find this equation. So y is what? Your Vt minus of y1, that is 50, and that is equal to m is what? Y2 minus y1, so it is minus 50 upon x2 minus x1, that is 3 minus of 1, into x, that is your t, minus of x1 is 1. Okay, so from here you can find your equation, that is minus of 100, 2, so that comes to be minus of 50 into t minus of 1, and that is Vt minus of 50. So from here the value of Vt comes to be minus of 50t plus of 100. So here you can write it is 100 minus of 50t is the equation between 1t and 3, between 1 and 3. Okay, so this is the equation for this value. Okay, now we go for the next one. Please see, now here, now I am talking about this. So here that value is what? This value is what? It is 3 and minus 50. Okay, and what about this value? This value is your 4 and 0. Okay, so what is your m? Again you can take it as x1 y1, you can take it as x2 y2. So your m is y2 minus y1, that is 0 minus that comes to be plus 50 upon 4 minus of 3, so that comes to be 50. So you can say that y minus of y1, that is Vt plus of 50, that is equal to y minus of y1 is equal to m. M is what? It is your 50, that is t minus of 3. Okay, so that comes to be 50t minus of 150. This minus also comes here, this is your Vt, so you can say that the value of Vt is basically minus 200 plus of 50t. Yes, from here the value comes to be minus of 200 plus of 50t. So this is your next value. Okay, this is your next value. So from here finally we have find all these three values between our time interval 0 to 1, 1 to 3 and 3 to 4. So this is our voltage equation. As I already mentioned you, the current in a capacitor is given by C dV by dt. So from here you can directly differentiate it and find the answer. The value of C is what? It is 200 into 10 to power minus of 6 microfarad, and when you differentiate it, this comes to be 50, this comes to be minus of 50, and this comes to be 50. It is again between 1, this is between 3, this is between 4. Okay, so these are our time intervals. We have simply find out it and just we multiply it, so that comes to be around 10. Okay, so it is 10, you can say it is milliampere, you can say it is 10 milliampere minus, you can say it is 10 milliampere plus. So this is your answer. Okay, so finally the value of current I is given by this value. This is the value of your current I. Okay, so we have just solved this problem and get the answer. Now the another thing is, if sometimes they will ask about, you have to draw its waveform. Okay, you have to draw its waveform. We will see how we draw this waveform. Okay, the very important thing is to understand how we draw the waveform. So here I will redraw it. Please see. If this is our voltage waveform, so now we have to see what is our current waveform. That means if this voltage waveform is applied across a capacitor, so what should be its output? That is, the current across the output is what? So I am again making as per, okay, this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 4. These are the time instances I have just mentioned here. Okay, and now what are the values we will see. The first very important thing is the current I is in milliampere. So we will write here it as milliampere. This current I is in milliampere. Now if you see between 0 to 1, the value of current is 10 milliampere. So can I draw this 10 milliampere? Since it is not a function of t, so it is simply a line which is something like this. Okay, which is something like this. Okay, now between 1 to 3, if you see between 1 to 3, this is 10 milliampere, it is minus of 10 milliampere. That means from here it goes to here, and up to 3 the value will remain as 10 milliampere. Very important. Okay, okay, now from 3 between 3 to 4, that value again comes to be 10 milliampere. That is plus 10 milliampere. So you have to take this graph up to 10 milliampere. So now this is your graph, and now it is moving in this fashion. Okay, so from here we will see that this is a kind of signal moving in this fashion, and this is the value of current across your capacitor. Okay, across your capacitor. I mean, if it goes on, so this would be the form of current across the capacitor. Okay, so this signal I called it as a ramp signal. As I told you earlier, this is a ramp signal RT, and the current comes to be what? It is UT. It is in the form of unit step signal. So here what actually is going on, the differential of this ramp will comes to be what? Your unit step signal. So basically when you are differentiating a ramp signal that comes to be what? Your unit step signal. And what exactly is going here. So we have finally redraw this waveform. Okay, so this is the method to understand when current I is in the form of this value is applied. So this is your the value of voltage is applied, so this is your current. Okay, now we will see the technique in which we will directly write the equation. See, this I am just giving you here as a tip, because you will more understand in your signal subject, which I will explain you later in my further series of subjects. But for the time being, I will just explain you how you can write these signals directly and find the answer. Okay, so please see, if you see this signal, as I said, the its slope, what is its slope? This is 50. Okay, we have seen at that time the slope was what? It is 50, and y equal to mx, if you see, this equation comes to be what? Y, that is Vt is equal to 50t, as I mentioned you earlier. Okay, but when you write this equation in the form of ramp signal, so it comes to be what? Now please see, I can directly write the value of Vt as, this is 50 of Rt. This is your ramp signal, 50 of Rt. Now you can analyze here. I will redraw one by one. Don't think I am start with this signal analysis. Just for your basic understanding, I am telling you. So this is a signal, ramp signal, and you call it as 50 of Rt. Okay, so this is a 50 Rt signal which is moving in this fashion. Now at some point, that point is your 1, this signal is going in this fashion. So actually if you see, first we have to reduce this this slope to this value, and then finally to this value. Okay, so once you reduce this slope to this value, so it is moving in this fashion. Then at some value, what will happen? The slope will go in this direction. Okay, so here what you have to do, this slope is moving in this direction like that. So again you have to add some value here, and then you have to add some value here. Here you are subtracting, here you are subtracting, here you are adding. Please understand. Okay, and like that you can write a ramp signal directly in that form. So now we will see how we write that ramp signal. Please see, this Vt is equal to, you can write here it as I mentioned here, 50 of Rt. Yes, the signal which is going here in this form. As I said, you have to first decrease the value by the same slope, so that comes to be in this manner, and when once again you decrease it, so that comes to be in this manner. So you can directly write here it as minus of Rt minus of 1. Can you write for this value? Because at t equal to 1, this slope is changing by twice of this value. Why? As I mentioned here, when you decrease minus of 50 Rt, it start moving in this fashion, and once again you decrease minus 50 Rt, it starts moving in this fashion. So that comes to be minus of 100 Rt minus 1. This is a direct trick I am giving you. Okay, now for here at 3, if you see, you have to again add. So I can write here plus of 100, the same slope we have to add here. So at t minus of 3. Yes. So now what will happen? This signal now start moving in this fashion, from here to here. Okay, and from here to here, and now it's moving in this fashion. Now it is going like that. Okay, now it is going like that. Now what you have to do, you have to match this signal here. It means, as I said, for reducing this slope to here, again you have to subtract. Now you have to subtract only single time. So that comes to be minus of 50. When you subtract minus of 50 R at t minus of 4, so what will happen? This signal will now moving in this fashion. So now this is your signal. Okay, and finally we have write this equation. Okay, please try to understand once again. This is your main signal RT. When you decrease the same slope, it moving in this fashion. When you once again decrease, it will moving in this fashion. Similarly, it is moving in this fashion like that. Once you add some slope, that is same slope, not some slope, that is same slope, now it is start moving in this fashion. Once again you added it, now it will start moving in this fashion. Okay, so like that, just by adding and decreasing the slope depending upon the curvature, one can get the value of Vt directly. So here this is your Vt, here this is your Vt signal. Okay, so as I said, the value of current I is C dVt by dt. So just by differentiating it, you can get the value of I. So what is the value of I? I'll take 50 as common. As I said, the differentiation R of RT comes to be UT, so that comes to be UT minus of 2 UT minus of 1 plus of 2 UT minus of 3 and minus of UT minus of 4. So this is your IT or your current I. Now you understand. Here the only thing is that comes to be from here I write it as C also. This C into 50. Okay, so C is what? Your 200 microfarad. The value of C was 200 microfarad. Now 50 into 200, it comes to be I in the form of 10 milliampere with this as your signal. Now we draw it. Now please see, I'm going to draw it here. Now see, this is your UT. Please see here itself I am drawing. This is 10 milliampere coming here. This is your UT. It is moving in this fashion. What I will do, I will just remove this for better understanding. Now see, this is your UT 10. Okay, the magnitude is what? 10. Okay, UT. Now what happened at t equal to 1? Here this UT goes to minus of 2 UT minus 1. It means this signal, from this signal, this much of signal is decreased. How? See, this is your UT. Okay, this is your UT. And now I am talking about UT minus 1. So t minus 1, it means the signal will start from t equal to 1. So that is t equal to 1. Okay. Okay. This is UT minus of 1. Okay. Now if I talk about 2 UT minus of 1, that means its magnitude get doubled. This is the signal. Here it is 1. So now it is 2 UT minus of 1. Okay, this is first, this is second, this is third. Now if you talk about minus of 2 UT minus 1 of, now please see, this signal comes to be in this manner. Yes, it is minus of 2. So now this signal is what? It is minus of 2 UT minus of 1. Now when you see this signal and when you add it, what will happen? This signal is going in this manner. When minus of 2 UT come here at 1, so this signal goes down up to where? Since it is 1 of UT, it is minus, so that goes to 1 minus of 2, that comes to be minus of 1. Yes, so that goes to around minus of 1. So similarly here, if you will see, this goes to minus of 1, it means minus of 10 because of the magnitude. So now it comes here. Okay, now it is moving up to the value of 3, it is moving. Please see, again at t equal to 3, it goes to UT3. Okay, it means in this signal, that is minus of 1, when you plus 2, so that comes to be plus of 1. So now it goes to here. It goes to here. Very simple calculations. Okay, and now it starts moving in this fashion. But at UT minus 4, you have to subtract 1, that is, this is your 1, so 1 minus 1, that comes to be 0. So now this signal will come to your x-axis and now moving in this fashion. So basically this is your signal. Okay, so this is Vt and this is It in milliamperes. Okay, so this is our first problem. Now friends, this is our next problem. In this problem you have to find the value of V1, V2, V3, V4, and then you have to find the value of energy, that is E1, E2, E3, E4 across all the capacitors. Okay, so this is one type of problem in which we understand how we find the value of voltage across the capacitors. Okay, now please see, as I already mentioned you how to apply a voltage division rule across capacitor in my previous video, the same concept we will apply here. Okay, the very important thing. So for solving this type of question, what you will do, you will first solve this and get the voltage at these at these two capacitor, because it is not like a resistance you directly apply KCL or KVL and find the answer. It's not like that. First of all, you have to understand how we solved it and get the value of first V1 and V2. So now you see this 60 microfarad and this 30 microfarad is in series. Yes, this 60 and 30 is in series, so you can say that the combination is what? Okay, so that comes to be 6, 3, 18 and this is 90, so that comes to be 20. So the combination of these series these two capacitor in series comes to be 20 microfarad, and now these two is in parallel, so you can say that this combination is something like that. Yes, this is your 60 volt and this is your 40 microfarad. This also comes to be 40 microfarad. Why? Because the value of these two capacitor is same. This is your V1, this is your V2. So since the value of both capacitor is same, you can say that the equal voltage will be applicable across both the capacitor. So from here you can say that the value of V1 is 30 volt and the value of V2 is what? It is also 30 volt. So you have first got the value of V1 and V2 as 30 volt. Now if you see here, if I further proceed, you got the value at this node as 30 volt and this is your one capacitor and this is your another capacitors which are now connected in this form. Forget about this here networks, I am not talking about here. Now this 30 volt you got the value here, which is the voltage across this capacitor and this capacitor, and once again I have made I put in its natural form, so you can say that the value here is 30 volt across this capacitor and this 30 volt will be applicable across this capacitors also, and these two capacitors are in series. So this is 60 microfarad and this is your 30 microfarad. Yes, here is the value is V3 and here is the value as V4. Okay, now for finding out the value of V3 and V4, since you know the voltage, that is 30 volt, can you apply the voltage division rule just to understand value of V3 and V4? Yes, the value of V3 comes to be what? That is the voltage which is applied here is 30 into, when we find the voltage across this capacitor, we have to take another one as per our formula, that is 30 upon 60 plus of 30. So that comes to be how much? It is 900 upon 90, or you can say it is 10 volt. So the value of V3 comes to be how much? It is 10 volt. Very simple. Okay, now when you talk about the value of V4, so that comes to be again 30 into 60. V4 is the voltage across this capacitor, that is 30 microfarad. So it is 30 into 60 upon 60 plus 30. So again that comes to be 1800 upon 90, and that comes to be how much it is, 20 volt. So the value of V4 comes to be 20 volt. So finally you can get all the value of voltages, that is V1, V2, V3 and V4. Okay, now once you know the value of voltage, you can find the energy. So what is energy? E1, it is 1 upon 2 C1 V1 square. E2, it is 1 upon 2 C2 V2 square. E3, it is 1 upon 2 C3 V3 square, and E4 is 1 upon 2 C4 V4 square. Yes, you can find it. 1 upon 2 C1 is 40 into 10 to power minus 6 into V1 is 30, that comes to be 900. Similarly, it is 1 upon 2 into C2, that is 20 into V2, again it is 900. Similarly, 1 upon 2 into C3, that is 60 microfarad, and the voltage is 10, so that comes to be 100. This is 1 upon 2 13 to 10 to power minus 6 into the voltage is 400. So from here the value of E1, E2, E3, E4 comes to be what? Now find the value of E1. So these are the value of energy across the capacitors. Okay, with this problem is finished. You have to just understand the concepts. Okay, now friends, this is our next problem. In this problem you have to find the value of V1 and V2 under DC condition. Okay, the value of V1, V2 under DC condition, it means a DC voltage is mentioned here, and you have to find the value of the voltage across capacitor C1 and C2. Now as I said earlier in my previous video, whenever you are talking about the DC condition, your capacitor goes open circuit. I already mentioned you how it is goes open circuit. So your capacitor goes open circuit. So with the help of this concept you can find the value of V1 and V2. Now if you see under DC condition, this is your circuit. This is your circuit. Okay, and this value is V2, this value is V1. This is your 10 ohm, this is your 50 ohm, this is your 20 ohm, and this is your 30 ohm, and this is your 60 volt. Now one can find the value just by taking one law of KVL. Yes. Now see, no current will flow here, current will be 0 here. Okay, no current will flow, current will be 0 here. Why? Because it is open circuit, so that means some current will flow here. Okay, this is a closed path, no current will come here because of open circuit. So if you say this current is I, if this current is I, you can just apply one KVL. So minus 2 plus 60 is equal to 20, 30, 30, 30, 60. So that is 60 of I. So you can say that I is equal to 1 of ampere. This is the value of I. So once you know the value of Y, can you find the value of V1 by applying one loop here and by applying another loop here? Yes. So the value of V1 comes to be how much? Now please see, the value of V1 minus 2 plus V1 is equal to 30I, and I is 1, so that comes to be 30 volt. This is the value of V1. Similarly, if you talk about V2, the value of V2, now I am applying here, so it is minus 2 plus V2 minus of 60, that comes to be minus of 20 into I, because I is flowing in this fashion, we are moving in this fashion. The value of V2 comes to be 60 minus of 20I, the value of I as 1 ampere, so that comes to be 40 volt. This is the value of V2. So very simply you have find the value of V1 and V2. Like that, very simple question used to come in your examination. The only thing is you must understand the concept, what will happen at DC condition. So at DC condition, this is the value of V1 and V2. You can also find the energy here with the help of, once you know the value of C1 and C2. Now this is our next type of problem, friends. In this problem, the voltage across a capacitor, that value is 4 millifarad, is already given, and that capacitor has an initial current of 2 ampere. Very important thing, that capacitor is having an initial current of 2 ampere. With falling is the given condition, you have to find the value of constant A and B. Then you have to find the value of energy stored in the capacitor at t equal to 0, and then you have to find the capacitor current at t greater than 0. See, now slowly we are moving with different type of problems with different type of concepts. So in each problem you just try to understand how we are applying. Okay, in this question again I am explaining you, this V is given across the capacitor with this as a condition. That means at t less or equal to 0 the value is 50 volt. It means the capacitor is initially charged by a voltage 50 volt, very important thing. And you can say that for t greater than 0, this is the solution of voltage across the same capacitor when t is greater than the 0. Okay, so you can say that from here. Now try to understand, this shows that the value of V0, that is its initial value, is how much? It is 50 volt, and the value of Vt is A e to the power minus of 100t plus of B e to the power minus of 600t. Okay, this value of voltage at t greater than 0. So if I put this condition here, you can say that V0 is equal to A plus of B, or you can say the value of A plus B is equal to V0, that is 50. So this is your equation first. Can you say like that? Yes. Just try to understand with the help of, this is basically known as initial condition. We will see in our next topic, in our coming topic, what is initial condition, and we will study detail in initial condition, and you will see that there are a lot of problems in initial conditions, and we will try to understand the concepts. But for the time being here, you just understand that the initial voltage exists across the capacitor, that is V0 is given as 50 volt. By simply putting the value of t equal to 0, you will get A plus B as 50. Okay. Now if you see, one more condition is given, that capacitor has an initial current of 2 ampere. That means if you know the value of V, you can find the value of I. It is C dVt by dt. Yes, this I is basically known as IT. You can say also this is IT. Okay, somewhere we will write it as I also, there is no confusion, but you just keep in mind this IT is basically I. So what is now C? See, it is your 4 into 10 to power minus of 3. If I differentiate this equation, please see, if I differentiate this equation, so that comes to be minus of 100A into e to the power minus of 100t minus of 600b e to the power minus of 600t is in one bracket. Yes. Okay, now if you put the value of IT as, just multiply it and find out it, that comes to be minus of 0.4a into e to the power minus 100t and minus of how much it is, 2.4b e to the power minus of 600t. This is your equation IT. Now the condition is given as your initial current is what? 2 ampere. Okay, so if your initial current is 2 ampere, so you can say that by putting value of t is equal to 0, your I0 comes to be how much? It is minus of 0.4a minus of 2.4b is equal to I0, and the value of I0 is how much? It is 2 ampere. So you can say that from here that is equal to 2. So you can say 0.4a minus of 2.4b is equal to 2, or you can say, I am just removing this minus sign and multiplying by 10, so that comes to be 4a plus of 24b, that is equal to minus of 20. This is your equation 2. Now this is your equation, can you able to find the value of a and b? Yes, very simple. Now get the value of a and b. So this is equation 1. I will write here another equation, 4a plus 24b is equal to minus of 20. If I multiply this equation by say 4, so that comes to be 4a plus of 4b, 200. Yes, please subtract it. That comes to be minus, this comes to be 20b, that is minus 220. So the value of b comes to be minus of 11. Once you get the value of b, you can find the value of a. The value of a comes to be how much? 50 plus 11, so that comes to be 61. So this is the value of a and b. So once you know the value of a and b, okay, so definitely you know the value of voltage Vt. Okay, now you have to find the value of energy stored in C. So energy stored in C at t equal to 0. So you can easily find that energy. Yes, what is that energy? That is 1 upon 2 CV square. At t equal to 0, the voltage is what? It is 50 volt. It is what? 50 volt. So you can easily find it. So from here the value of energy E comes to be 1 by 2 CV square. So that comes to be 1 by 2, your C is 4 into 10 to power minus 3 into V is how much? It is your 50, that is 2500. V is how much? 50, already given, that is 2500. So how much it is? That comes to be 22550. So that comes to be 5 joule. This is your energy. This is your energy E, that is equal to 5 joule. Now finally you have to find the value of capacitor current I. Okay, you have to find the value of I. We will see how we find the value of I. As we know that the value of Vt is A, the value of A comes to be your what? That is 61 e to the power minus of 100t and minus of 11 e to the power minus of 600t. This is your Vt for t greater than 0. As you have to find I, so I is what? That is C dVt by dt. Very simple. Just solve it, so you can get the value of I. So that comes to be, C is what? That is 4 millifarad, that is 4 into 10 to power minus of 3, okay, into, I am simply differentiating it, please see. So that comes to be minus of 6100 e to the power minus of 100t and minus of 6600, okay. So Vt, yes, minus, so that comes to be plus. That comes to be plus 6600 e to the power minus of 600t. Once again, please see, this is the value of A and this is the value of B. B comes to be minus of 11. We have simply put it here. Now we are differentiating it. So when differentiating it, that comes to be minus, and this minus plus, okay, that comes to be plus of, okay. Now just multiply it and get the answer. So it is 4124. So that comes to be 244 minus, Okay, or I can say directly it as minus of 24.4 e to the power minus of 100t plus of, when you multiply this 24, that comes to be 26.4 e to the power minus of 600 t. This is your value of I t at t greater than 0. Okay, so finally we have find the value of I t at t greater than 0, minus 24.4 e to the power minus 100 t plus of 26.4 e to the power minus of 600 t. Okay,